Sometimes it's hard to find a reason why, when everything is falling and all that's left to do is try your best to keep holding on to the next sunrise. But you're stronger than you know. You'll never be alone when everything feels dark around. Just look inside where light is found. Sometimes a mountain means it's time to climb higher than you've been before. So hold on tight and close your eyes. You'll make it faster than you know. Closer to the sunrise. 'Cause you're stronger than you know. You'll never be alone when everything feels dark around. Just look inside where light is found. Where the light is found. Where the light is found. Where the light is found. Just look inside where light is found. You're stronger than you know. You'll never be alone when everything feels dark around. Just look inside where light is found. You're stronger than you know. You'll never be alone when everything feels dark around. Just look inside where light is found.
Okay, I think we did all of the things we needed to do. Hello, everybody. Is that a thumbs up, David? Do you hear me?
Not yet.
Not yet. He doesn't hear me.
I'm delayed.
Oh, you're delayed. Okay. Woo! I decided to close up the shop early and I'm still not ready on time. David's giving me a thumbs up. We had a little bit of a hiccup here because my internet has been going in and out all week, and I think maybe it has something to do with the cold and the condensation. I don't know. That probably doesn't even make sense, right? Hey, Kelly. You're not Kelly. Hello, Blake. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Anita. Welcome. Guess who's in the studio? Christopher. He's like, don't you dare call me to the screen. But he is here. He kept me company. Bye, honey. Thank you for the wonderful friends in my life. Corey, you can hear me good. Thank you. I'm glad. Thank you for telling me. And we got Blake and Heather's. Oh, we've got a nice crowd. B was here early when I wasn't ready yet. Actually, she was here on time and I wasn't. I was not. Oh gosh, I hope all the platforms are working. This is our last show, everyone. It's our last show before 2026. Christopher said, Claudette, don't forget to say see you next year. So I hope I remember that because that was very clever. Aw, Corey, he's already out of the house. We're way up at the front. Dang it. He's going to see your comments, though. I'm sure when he gets home, he's going to jump on and see what's going and crack-a-lacking on here. Gosh, we're starting to run into all of the different energy because this is a busy, stressful time of the year for a lot of people. It's an emotional time of the year for some people. We're thinking of the people that aren't going to be sitting at our table and aren't going to be part of our gatherings this year, missing them. And then there are new souls that are sitting at people's tables. New babies are here. Maybe an adopted daughter or son is now sitting at your table for your first Christmas. Maybe it's that exciting partner that's being introduced to the family. So there's lots of fun things that can be happening during a holiday season. And then there are things that are just, they can be really heavy for some. So I just want to remind all of us to just have a little space and patience for everyone. I noticed, like I'm saying, at the store, there's been a bit of, this is the time of year when I see it. I'll see people that, are just, they're dealing with a lot, and so they're feeling a little stressed, and I'm really trying to be aware and be present with them, and just to get to slow the script down a little bit and just be present with them, just to give them that little, like, take a breath, you're going to be okay, just everything's fine. Because for some, it's just a lot. It's a lot of pressure to get all of the things done and all the plans. Because I don't know about you, but I've sure been hearing a lot of this. I don't even have my turkey yet. That was supposed to be on the list for today, and it didn't quite happen yet. So we're still trying and scrambling to get the things that are important to us, because I definitely enjoy a yummy turkey dinner. Just gonna see if I downsize this. Now I can see at least 3 comments at once, so that's good. Wonderful. Bee's in there and she can hear me too. So today we called the show Garden the Heart, which is really cool. Janice, I'm so glad you made it. Welcome, welcome. So I'm just gonna go over here because I did manage to get Angie Sullen's website address. So Command C, and then we're gonna go back into StreamYard and Command V. So anyone interested in learning more about the creator, the author of Dream Song Oracle, this is the deck that we've been pulling a card every week from, and it determines the title of the show and kind of just sets the tone. It's always been very fitting for us. For those listening, we find it's very relatable. It is such a beautiful deck. We've actually been raffling these off the last 2 Wednesdays. Congratulations again. We had Anita won and Kathy won. So that was really super special. Now they're going to have their very own deck at home. And if you're interested in getting a deck, I can help you out with that too. I can order you one in, just like I did for one of our listeners. But today is our last giveaway, and I've got a very special giveaway, right? We're all excited about the $50 gift card that's in here. This is going to be so wonderful for someone's Christmas. So that's going to happen today. We're going to be raffling off the $50 gift card. So why don't we get that started? Just having a look. Yes. Okay. So my giveaway machine is activated, and I am going to go over here and put it on the screen so you all can see it. Oh boy. I'm going to edit this for just a second because I got creative and I added some stuff in there and I shouldn't have. There we go. So just gonna say save and then show. Here we go. So scrolling down below on the screen, this is the word that I want you to type into the comments. It says Yule. So I want you to type in all caps. It has to be all caps. So all capital letters, Yule. Y-U-L-E, Yule. And that will make you eligible to win the $50 gift card that we're going to be drawing for at the end of the night. So I'm just clicking back in. Yes, you got it, Blake. Heather, you're bang on. Yule. Corey, I'm going to bingo on Saturday, and turkey is part of the prizes. Win me a turkey, Corey. No, I'm just kidding. No, that's awesome. I seem to think in smaller communities or like school bingos and stuff like that, or even like, what's the veterans, the Legion and stuff, they do things like that, which is, I used to love attending that. Yes, well, are they going to be like a butterball turkey, I'm wondering? Or are they like from one of the local farms? Corey, you guys have a lot of good farms out in your area. There's a lot of ranch land out there. I'm curious. You probably don't know that, but I hope you win a turkey. Look at all the Yule. B says, of course, my YouTube had to update. You're okay. You got it, B. You're here and you've got your Yule in. Anyone joining us a little late, you can see scrolling at the bottom of the screen. And I'll leave this for most of the show unless I have something else I need to put up there, because we do have some fun things I want to go over today. But just put that into the comment section, and that is how you enter the draw for the $50 gift card that will be $50 of money that you can spend over at Happy on Main here in Dawson, BC. That's very exciting. Here we go. So yeah, our show is called Garden the Heart. And I forgot to do this. I'm going into cameras for just a sec. Oh, right. That's not how I do that. You know, when you're doing it just doing it on the cusp like this. Here we go, extra camera. Yes, Claudette wants to share from her iPhone. We're gonna add this to the stage. There we go. That brings it into view a lot better, doesn't it? Now, the comments are on that side, so I'm just gonna move that over. It's so cute, this picture. Look at it. It's like this lovely couple. I just love how the gentleman's hair is this white, snow white, and her hair is fiery red. I just feel like what an eclectic couple they would be. And they have this beautiful blossom that they're admiring together. His finger seems to be growing a tree. So I'm just moving here to look at my book to see the picture as well with you. Oh, wow. So they have a home. Oh, I see now. Look at me, the old lady. I gotta take my glasses off to have a look. Oh my gosh, and if you look up into the tree up further, very top, there's like a window. So it's literally a tree house. This is where they live. How beautiful. And I love that flower, Garden the Heart. Doesn't that make you almost feel like I keep hearing guard the heart, garden the heart? I really like the messaging here. I feel like it's saying, to tend to the heart. Don't forget those that are nearest to us, that very special person in your life that sometimes we can take them for granted. They're there, they help us, they're dependable. And it's not that we mean to not appreciate them more. We just sometimes, life is busy and we just assume that they're part of the wheel, like they're part of the partnership, so they keep things going. And yet we need to remember to tend that garden, that beautiful relationship, and make them know, remind them how you appreciate all the small things that they do in order to tend your home and your life and your children and all of the things that happen. I know for me, talking about this, David is such a huge part of my life, and I'm so grateful for him. I was just telling a customer today, in December is quite a trying month for me, only because anybody who goes to the mall or goes to a shop, they know December is very busy. It's hectic. People are not at their best, just like I was talking about earlier. Oftentimes you're dealing with someone that's already stressed out or worried about money, worried about all of the yes, I can do that list that they've signed themselves up for, and they're feeling they don't have enough time to get it all done. So David will take his holiday time and he will book off December for me. and in order to look after our family during this busy time. So he's looking after making sure I have warm meals, that our laundry is getting done, that Ben is getting the attention he needs, and he's getting picked up from school. And I really publicly want to say, like, I just love you, honey, and I'm so grateful for you. Like, I love our life, and I just really appreciate the partnership, because that's what it's about. And I know I could do a lot better in saying thank you. And so this, I think, part is kind of just a reminder of that, remembering those people in our life that help us do the day-to-day, the person that takes the garbage to the curb, because that's their job. Let's tend to our garden the heart. Also, I'm getting this idea, like, let's take this even a little further. It's not just about our partners or intimate relationships. I want to remind you too of all the other people, the minor actors in our lives, and that's kind of fitting for what we're going to be talking about later, the minors and the majors. But think about the person who delivers your mail. No matter what the weather is, they're out there delivering the mail. How wonderful would it be to have a little gift, a little Timmy's $10 gift card waiting for them to say thank you for delivering the mail. This makes such a great impact. Oh, and it makes me think about the description I wrote under the show. All of these little kind gestures, they go so far. So I think tonight I just want to remind everybody, let's try to think about those that maybe we take advantage of or we take for granted, and go out of our ways for the next couple of weeks to let them know we do see you and we appreciate you. Aw, love you too, hon. Thanks, honey. Okay. I know, enough of that. Can we clone David? Yes, I have been asked that. Yeah, but I don't share very well. I could clone, but you wouldn't get the original. The original, that's my property. Okay. So I love that this is card number 28. Card number 28 is my favorite number, 28. Let's read what it says. It's not enough to guard and cultivate our thoughts. We must also pay attention to the heart's garden. Are you allowing your heart to focus on what expands your possibilities? Are you weeding out repetitive thoughts that make you feel small or ashamed? Wow, that's what we've been talking about, haven't we, for the last couple of weeks? And I just talked to another listener who came in and was just exchanging Christmas greetings to each other, and she mentioned just about the negative thoughts in our minds, and talking about how we got to turn those around. We got to stop that script in our minds and turn it into a positive. Literally turn that frown upside down. Let's replace that negative looping immediately with a positive loop, the polar opposite of that, and start believing, because these are all untruths about us. Our emotions tell us with great simplicity and power where we are in relation to where we want to be. Yikes. Yikes. If we had to go in and really listen to our inner dialogue, and that is a representation of where we are today, I got a lot of cleanup to do. I'm going to be really frank with you guys. Like, I'm just like everybody else. There are thoughts in here that are they're not very kind to me, and I have to really constantly be weeding out my garden of thought so that I'm cheering myself on. Hi, Kathy, you made it. Welcome. So we've got our code for the giveaway scrolling along the bottom. So if you haven't typed in your word in all capital letters, you better do that in the comments. Yeah, David does keep me happy and healthy, that's for sure. Make friends with all the feelings as they show up. Allow them their natural cycle of bloom and fade. Wow, Crystal, welcome. So I'm saying wow because this was part of the conversation. You know, she said, well, like, I just been feeling like heavy emotions coming up. And I said, you know what? So have I. And what do we need to do? Instead of running away, we're just going to let it be there. Let that ugly feeling, that heavy feeling. We're looking at these feelings at the age of where that trauma happened in our lives. So we're adults now. And we're in charge of our lives. We're no longer being puppeteered. No one is making the shots. We make the shots. So just hearing that alone reminds us, no matter what we're experiencing or feeling inside of our inner dialogue, we're the bosses. You're the boss of you. I'm the boss of me. And I decide, hell no, I don't want to hear these things anymore in my mind. And I hope you don't either. So I want to encourage you, whenever you start hearing that, or you start feeling a really bad feeling, like a sad emotion, it's really heavy, or it's really uncomfortable. Maybe it's a feeling of guilt. Sit with it. Sit with it. Look at it. Don't run away from it. Find where it comes from. Look at it with a new set of eyes, these adult eyes, and you will discover the beast isn't as big as what you assumed it was or created it in your mind to be, because you're not that little person anymore. Then cultivate the ones you actually want to thrive. Plant your hopes, water your enthusiasm, grow your love with wild abandon. Now is the time to make room for all emotions to come and go as they show up, rejecting none. That's just it. No matter what the feeling is that rises up in us, let's look at it. What do we have to be afraid of? Nothing. Nothing. It's you. It's not the big bad wolf. It's not a big authority figure. It's you, and you're having a feeling. So look at that feeling. Honor yourself. Look at it. Feel it. Find out where it goes, and love yourself enough to give it the attention it needs so that it will eventually just feel acknowledged. You will heal it, and you're going to move on. And that's no longer going to be one of the stones in that bag that you carry with you every day of all of the things that bother you. Now is the time to make room for all the emotions to come and go as they show up, rejecting none. Then, in your surrender, nurture the ones that reflect your great worthiness. This is the path to true love. With self, with other, with life. Oh, I feel like I need to say amen after that. That's like a sermon right there. Wonderful words. What a wonderful part to leave off for our December 2025 show, our last show of this season. Oh, and I want to show you here. Look at this. I don't have many cards left. I got 1, 2, 3. We've got 5 shows left in this deck. I was talking to Christopher, and I think maybe what I'll do is I will showcase 3 different decks, and I'm sure StreamYard has a tool for this, and we're all going to vote on what deck we want our next season of the show to have. I don't even know if it's the next season, but when we have to break into a new deck, I want all of us to participate together and have a vote on what will be the next deck that we use. So there we go. We did Garden the Heart. I hope you guys like that. I love that card. That's a beautiful image. I don't know where all our listeners are listening from. Actually, that'd be fun. If you're not from Dawson Creek or Chetwynd or Tumblr, let us know where you're watching from. For us, that would be very exciting because we feel like we're stuck in the cold north right now. It is so cold, and it has been snowing every day. Every day. I'm just going to look here and see if you're watching. There we go. Let's do that one. And I'm going to remove our Yule for now. Where's the Yule? Oh, okay. It automatically replaces it. Wonderful. So now it just says, tell us where you're from. We'd love to hear Mackenzie. That's right, Kathy. You're in Mackenzie. Hi, April. Tell everybody where you're from. We're telling everyone where our listeners are from. Welcome, Calgary. And you're my warm, cozy kitchen in chilly Calgary. Okay, I think you guys are pretty at par with the kind of weather we've been having too, right? Like, it's looking like we're going to be dipping into the minus 30s next week. It's just, there's no, Soyuz, Anita, please tell me, can we just like live vicariously through you? You are probably having way better weather than us, right? I'm curious to know what your weather is like, Anita, because ours is cold. And people, like, literally, they're walking into the store and you hear these big sighs. Like, they're just over it. They're fucking over it. Like, I don't want to see any more snow. Of course, under our breath, and we're all saying, yes, we need the snow. I get it. We need the moisture. But, like, it's just been every day. Lots of it. Lots of it. Aw, see, Kathy? You got some in common there. April, Rochester, Alberta. Awesome. Thank you, April. This is fun, right? We can see where we're all listening from. Yeah, I saw too with the snow, they were saying that Grand Prairie experienced, like they broke a record, like from the 70s for how much snow that they've gotten. So I kind of quickly did a Google search for us. I didn't see anything, but I was feeling really pressured to get stuff ready for the show. So I might have missed it. But I feel like, man, we got to be about ready to be breaking a record as well. It just feels like it's just been snow, snow, snow. Oh, look at all these Calgary people here. Don't feel guilty, Anita. You're privileged. Enjoy it. That's what I say. It's so funny. I do know what you mean, but yeah, I imagine it is beautiful and enjoy it. I hope one day that I'm enjoying some warm weather as well. Okay, so before we jump into what I want to do, let's just review our zodiac signs as well. So I'm going to go over, because at the start of every month, we do our zodiac signs. And I like to just remind everyone what's going on. So Taurus, don't forget 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. You're going to feel very disconnected, not part of the group. You weren't included. Just know that that's not going to be like a permanent, you're being excluded on a permanent basis. And I don't even think it's as intentional or targeted as what you're feeling it is. And that is normal to feel like that. If you didn't get the invitation to something, to automatically assume that, you know, you're now being excluded from a bunch of stuff or it was intentional. Sometimes people have very good hearts and they are just acting in the moment and something was spontaneously put together and nothing was meant by it. Or sometimes a good-hearted person assumes something about you. Like, well, they're always busy on a Wednesday anyway, so I'm not going to invite her. It could be something very simple, and that's what I just want to remind you, Taurus. When you don't get that invitation or you hear about something later, it's not malicious at all. Christopher treated me to black tea, so yummy, yummy. Gemini, let's see here. Gemini, you're going to feel out of your comfort zone on the 25th and the 26th. So Christmas and Boxing Day are going to be a little different for you. You're going to be getting stretched a bit and doing things and finding yourself in situations where you're a little uncomfortable, but that's okay. Those are the places where we grow and have new experiences, and we could discover something that we actually enjoy. So I just want to encourage you not to be hesitant. Just dive in there. Just have the experience and see what comes out of it. Cancer. Cancer, on the 27th and the 28th, it's just going to feel a little chaotic for you and just so busy. But you know it's going to go back to order for you shortly after. So don't worry about it. These are just temporary experiences, right? Temporary, just a couple of days, and then we move on. What do we got, Leo? Leo, David, and all our other Leos. Oh, right. You guys are in the spotlight. Janice, too. So bring your humor, it says. The 17th, the 18th, and the 19th. So today, tomorrow, and the next day, it's really important for you. You're really being put on... Things are sitting on your shoulders for a bit. For the next 3 days, there's more responsibilities being put on your shoulders. More is being asked of you. And you're just being reminded to bring the humor into situations. Let's not get caught up in the heaviness of whatever our duties are or the extra things and tasks that we're having to do. Just a reminder, there's always room for laughter. There's always time for a joke or two. So you're being reminded that those are going to be good days. And on the 29th and the 30th, you are also going to feel like people are asking things of you, and you're feeling like a little bit like, just give me a second, I need to think this through. Or why is it always me that has to make these kinds of decisions? I'm uncomfortable. So you are going to have some difficulty dealing with being on the hot seat. So what do we say? I always say you can defer it a couple of days, right? Everything can wait. Everything can wait. Hello, Shannon. Welcome. Make sure you put in the word Yule. Anyone joining us or listening, put in the word Yule in capital letters so that you're part of the draw tonight. What do we got for Virgo on the 31st? Oh, Virgo, come on. They're saying just live a little. This is going to be outside of what you normally do. And they want you to just go for it on the 31st. On the 20th and the 21st, you are going to be just experiencing some things coming to a close, completion. And you're going to be so pleased with yourself because you'll know all the work that you've put towards that. You've been consistently working towards this project, a couple of projects actually, and you're going to find them wrapping up and to a good end. Good job. Oh, Shannon, take the exclamation out because it's like AI. It's a computer thing, and if it sees that exclamation mark, I don't know if it's going to throw you into the draw, but I love the enthusiasm. We love ya. Okay, so Libra, you are being reminded on the 22nd, the 23rd, and 24th, you are a social bug. Aw. They're saying this is unusual for you, but they really want you to embrace the social aspects of the season. So Libra, get out there. Say yes. Say yes to all those invitations you're getting or those little gatherings. Scorpio, trust the stirrings, those prompts on the 25th and 26th. You are now, Scorpio, during those days and the days to follow, you're going to be really starting to think about your future and what that looks like for you and what are you going to do in order to get there. Perfect. Thank you. Trust that stirring prompt. So Scorpio, follow those nudges, start creating, start scribbling in your scribblers because there are things that require a little bit of planning from you, and you're also going to discover some new things that are going to add more. The project is going to grow for you because as you write down and start putting those ideas, it's going to give you more room in here because now those thoughts are now put on paper and you're going to start to see something growing into something very different from what you first thought it would look like. So good for you. Sagittariuses, let the good times roll. Well, that's easy for me. I love that. The 27th and the 28th, It's saying that some things are you're going to reach some goals for you. So enjoy the 27th, 28th. You're going to feel like some things are coming to a close for you. You've accomplished some things. So good for us, Scorpio and Sagittarius. And Capricorn, the 29th and the 30th, you as well. There are things that you set up for yourself to do in your home. And on the 29th to 30th, you're going to be wrapping up some projects at home that have been bothering you. And you're like, I do not want to go into 2026 staring at this project anymore. So good for you. Those are great days. And if you haven't thought of doing it, do it after Christmas. The 29th and 30th, they're going to be great days where you're going to be like, why did this sit here for 6 months? Look how quick I got this taken care of. I say it's all about the timing. It's all about what's happening in our minds. And you're just going to have the space in your mind and your heart to get those projects done. So that's great news. Aquarius, on the 31st, expect yourself to be working with somebody new on something. It could be a brother-in-law, it could be a co-worker, but somebody new. You guys are going to be put together towards a common goal. So I'm looking forward to hearing about your adventures and your new collaborations. Hi, Lynette. Make sure you put in Yule, all caps, in the comment section, and you'll get your name entered in for the draw. So let's do it. We are going to go into what I wanted to talk about today. So this is going to be a little different than what I normally do. Let's just remove this and go back to a full screen. And I think that we can remove our where are you from if you're listening. I think we've been having fun with that. There we go, hide. So what we're going to do, I hope you enjoy it. I'm looking forward to it. Do you remember this deck that I talked about that Christopher was eyeing up? And I was hinting to any of Christopher's friends, hey, you might want to get this deck for Christopher if you're looking for gift ideas. Well, I snagged one off the shelf because I want to use it today. Because we're going to do a little journey through the tarot. Let's find out all the story about the major arcana is what they call it. You know, the Fool, the Hierophant, the Tower card. I came across this wonderful description. So this is called the journey. They call it the Fool's Journey. And the Fool's card is the very first card. It's numbered 0 in your tarot deck. So I'm going to give credit where I got this from. This is the Llewellyn Tarot Calendar. I love saving old calendars. This is from, oh my gosh, 2018. That dates me, doesn't it? But I thought, let's do this together because I started reading it and I loved it. And I thought, I bet you my listeners would love to learn about the tarot story. And it may help us really start to understand those major arcana cards. Oh, look at that. It's got a nice clasp. It's got some beautiful gilding. Yes, it's so cute. And even though it says like a beginner's deck, I don't think you should let that deter you. Wonderful. Okay, and then now that I pulled it out, ooh, they're gilded cards. Isn't that gorgeous? There's a sleeve. I'm going to slide that out. There we go. So all the cards are just like that sleeve. It's kind of that same decoration, that design, the pink pastel-y. Oh, these are gorgeous, guys. They're very thick, actually. They're wonderfully thick cards. What just fell out for me? Ooh, the Two of Swords, uncertainty, doubt, indecision. Okay, and it comes with a little book. Here we go, your first tarot. This is a deck by Rock Pool. You can see right down below, Rock Pool. Pisces, did I miss? You might have to listen back. I can't remember, Kathy, but everybody's sign was gone over. There were, I think, 2 astrological signs that didn't have any updates because they don't have any like favorable dates left in the month or disadvantageous dates. So you might be one of the signs, you don't have to worry. So yes, wonderful. Okay, so what I want to do is I wanted to take the, you're gonna get to look at all these cards as well. So we're gonna take out all of the major arcana because we're gonna do the Fool's Journey, and we're gonna go over the Fool's Journey, and you get to see the cards and start to relate to what these cards all mean. And then I thought, if I have time, we'll pull a major arcana card for any of the listeners. We'll see what we have for time left. Tower, the Star, the Moon, the Sun, Judgment, the World. Okay. All right. So I'm going to put these. I know these are just so wonderful. Like, here we go. That's wands. I'm just gonna give you some examples of what to look at. Ooh, I guess this wanted to be up there. The cups, Ace of Cups. I love the artwork. It's beautiful, and the cards are very sturdy. Rest, recovery, restoration. That sounds like me right there. That's what I'll be doing after Christmas. Love that. That's the Four of Swords. Page of Swords. Are you kidding me? I just keep pulling swords. Oh, here's the Queen of Pentacles. I guess I'm trying to make sure that it's in the screen as well for those looking, watching from their phones. Thank you for anchoring our community and shining your light for the collective whole. Oh, Indigo, that's so beautiful. Thank you for saying that. I gotta say, today, just before I was to get ready for the show, someone on Google, and I gotta tell you, we have wonderful reviews on Google. Wonderful. And the very few that are not favorable are incidences that I know very well, and they're just not true. One is just being very vindictive. The other one was a young teenager that was coming in with friends and looking to steal. And then I've got this weird one that showed up today, so just before I went to close up, and it said that, and even the language that they used of what they said I told them they couldn't afford this stone. That why are you looking at that? You shouldn't be touching that because you can't afford that stone. And just the language, it was so outrageous, and it was so hurtful, and it's like a complete lie. And I just looked at my husband and I said, like, that's on a world global level. Like, why would someone want to go out and harm someone like that? I have a few ideas of like who it might be, but I don't need to know. And I just thank you for your kind words, Indigo, because I gotta say, just there's always a beautiful, angels always bring me a balance. I tell you, I feel it. I'm divinely protected. I have a badass team upstairs, and they watch over me. Grace watches over me. I just had been trying to process this Google review of 1 star and like going, why would someone go out of their way to hurt me? And I don't even know them. Like, it's a complete reciprocation. It's so bizarre to me. Like, I don't understand people that need to go out and inflict pain when this world is already hard enough as it is. Right, guys? Why do that? But we had one of our young people in the community that's struggling, who I don't want to give out their full name or who they are, but it's a young lady who's in a family that they have suffered great loss, and she is struggling to find her way. And today is her birthday. So she walked in. It was completely evident that she's not had, a warm choice, or it might be based on some of the choices she's making. I don't know, and it's not for me to know, but she came in and it was very evident. She had her blanket with her, she's carrying a bag, her belongings are in there, she's dressed very warmly because I'm sure she's been walking, she's needing to go different distances. And I remember asking her, are you going to have a safe place tonight to sleep? And anyway, it was her birthday. And she walked into my store. Her hands were just, I don't know when she's had a bath. And there was you could just see they were all hurting. Like they were cracked, and there was all this dried up blood in her cuticles. And the voice that came out of her mouth was so angelic and just so precious. And I thought, there is such a beautiful soul behind all of that pain and that sad existence that she's in right there. And, at first, of course, I see her and I think, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? I need to follow her. I don't want her to take anything from the store. And anyway, towards the end of her shopping, when we're talking and she's at the counter, I started to have gotten to know her as she had gone through the store. And here, it's her birthday. She's all alone. And she was buying herself gifts. And for some reason, Spirit said to me, Claudette, ask her what she would do in your situation. And I could see from a human side of compassion, that was humanizing her. Her thoughts are important. Someone actually cares to hear what she has to say. And so I did, and I knew it was going to be an incredibly special moment. And so I said to her, what would you do? What would you do? What would you tell me to do when someone is being hurtful? They say something really hurtful to you. And there was this really long pause. It was exaggerated. And I thought, oh man, I don't know. Maybe I've overstepped. I was starting to doubt myself a little bit. But then she turned to me and she really looked at me and she had tears in her eyes. She says, I would ask them to be kind and ask them why they want to hurt me. And then she looked at me really deeply and she had tears in her eyes and she said, I wasn't very kind to someone today and I'm really sad about it. I would like to say sorry for what I did. They didn't deserve that at all. And I was thinking, oh my gosh, I could just see this was such a profoundly important conversation. It was like a rare window into her soul and into my soul. We were having this precious exchange. It was just, I knew it was going to be so meaningful for her, and I was getting my tank filled equally as well. And I remember saying a few words to her, and then Spirit again said to me, make sure you tell her I love her. And so I said to her, I want you to know, no matter who you are, what you've done, whatever your story is, you are loved. God loves you. And she just started to cry. And she said, you sound just like my grandma. That's what my grandma would say. And that's when she said, it's my birthday today. And here she'd been buying herself gifts. And I felt her grandma in that moment. She was connecting with her grandma in that moment, and it was just the most beautiful thing. And I came around the counter and I said, "Can I give you a hug from grandma?" And we just leaned into each other, and she got what she needed and I got what I needed. These are always fair give and take. I'm shivering right now because it was so profound for her, and it was profound for me as well to be a part of that. I'm so honored. I'm so honored to be part of that exchange. So Spirit sent me that experience immediately after I had read a bad review where someone had said I was very unkind. And I actually started laughing when I first read the review because it was so funny. Like, it was just so bizarre and nothing like how I would act. So I just felt like, I think the term is like you're gaslit for a second or two. And I was like, what? And I'm trying to go back into time to find out, when did I say that? I wouldn't even talk like that. So yeah. And then I have this beautiful experience with this young lady I just knew Spirit gave me that just to say, no, keep doing your thing, keep shining your light. And, that ugly person doing that ugly stuff, I'm just going to let them continue to be who they are. I'm not going to engage. I don't need to engage. I have a team up there taking care of all of that stuff. I'm busy living life. All right, so let us discover. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually add our screen back so we're going to share the screen again, because what we're going to do is I'm going to start putting the cards as we journey through the tarot. This is exciting. So here's our first card, the Fool. And I'm going to put it over here so we can look at it as we listen to the story. Oh, thanks, Blake. And just for the record, Blake, I do want to say it has kind of been on my mind that when we were together for supper, I might have been a little, I'm in it to win it, and I want everybody else to be living their greatest and best lives. Blake, I feel like I was kind of zeroing in on you at our Christmas dinner, and I hope my heart was just had all of the best intentions for you. I know you lead a very, very safe life, and I just want you to experience things, and I know it's not my life to live, and I love you just the way you are. But I just want you to know I did think about it a little bit after and think maybe I was pushing a little too hard to push you. Remember all the puppy talk and living life and you're not getting any younger? Guess what? You just keep being you, boo. All right. So we are going to get on this because I'm just going to end up talking away about things that are not to do with the Fool's journey. Let's find out about the Fool, and we're going to work our way through the major arcana cards. So the Fool, this is titled The Fool's Journey. One day, a young man put on his favorite clothes and began a journey. He took a bag of useful items and his faithful dog. Guided by an inexplicable drive, he started off walking with confidence because he trusted that inner voice. His white rose reminded him of his pure intentions. The red feather in his cap of his passion and commitment to the quest. Oh, wow. So this is the thing when we're dealing with tarot cards and oracle cards, is the imagery. Everything is very intentional, the details. So I just want you to just think about all the other decks that you may have that you work with. Allow yourself the gift of looking at those images in a new light. Look for the different little aspects of it to see what that means to you, those symbols. All right, so we see the white dog, the red feather, his bag, his white bag. So when we get the Fool's card, they've given us some words as well, some little words underneath, some little hints, beginnings, leaps of faith, innocence, and trust. I think that pretty much describes the Fool card. New beginnings, going forth, taking flight, and build your wings on the way out. Your motives are true and pure. I love that. So there, when you see the Fool's card now, you may remember something that we've gone over describing that, and it's going to give you a little more insight of why the Fool card came up. I'm having so much fun doing this, guys. All right, so now we're going to be moving on to the second card, or the first card. It's the second card, but the Fool is 0. He's card 0. So I'm going to place that down here, and now we're going to replace it with the Magician card. I often get the Magician card. I always say, you're the magician of your life. Let's see what the story says. The Magician. The Fool met a powerful man who could do amazing things. Well, I almost feel like if I had another stand, because now we know that the Fool's in this story, right? And he's kind of it's the Fool's Journey card. Gosh, I wish I had, you know what? I'm going to use this to just hold it up so we can keep looking at our main character here. I feel like I need a little felt, and I can stick things like a teacher used to do at school. Okay. Thanks, Blake. I appreciate you giving me some leeway there. So let's reread this. The Fool met a powerful man who could do amazing things. The Fool watched and learned about magic. The key is to understand the elements: fire, water, air, and earth. Once you know how these work, you can create reality. More importantly, it is necessary to control these energies within yourself. To change yourself is the true magic. Wow. It's like, I feel like the Magician card, I'm just getting like, you are mastering yourself. You're mastering and overcoming some of the emotional obstacles in your life. I love that. You are the creator of your journey. So that is the Magician card. What did they have underneath the words? Power, magic, ritual, manifestation. All right. So now we're moving to the Fool's Journey on card number 2. And here we go. How come she's not sitting up there? There we go. The High Priestess. I love this card. So this is card number 2. The Fool found the calm terrace of the High Priestess inviting after the Magician's lesson, so he rested there a while. The strange symbols around her baffled him. He asked what they meant, but the High Priestess wouldn't answer. He got lost in her eyes, which were gateways to the indescribable mysteries of life. In the shade, he might have dozed and dreamed. He wasn't sure. And when he left, he felt different, like he knew things that he didn't know before, but he wasn't exactly sure what. Ooh, so the mysteries, hidden knowledge, sitting at the feet of a teacher. I love this. This one is intuition, divine feminine, and mysteries. The High Priestess card. So the Fool moves on to card number 3 in the Major Arcana, the Empress. Feeling hungry and homesick, the Fool followed a trail of flowers to an alcove by the edge of a lake. In a field sat a gorgeous woman in a luxurious throne, wearing a crown of stars. She was kind and gave him fruit, milk, and honey. She let him sleep in her chair and sang songs that made flowers bloom and the air sparkle. Then she packed him a huge lunch and sent him on his way. Wow, the Empress is like a mother figure is what I get from this. How beautiful. And it's a place where you are going to be empowered and tended to, a very motherly kind of energy. Let's see, creativity, nurture, divine mother. So wonderful. That's the Empress card. So here we go. The Fool goes on. And now we're on card number 4. Let's go to the other side of the Empress, the Emperor. The Fool, walking along and enjoying one of the Empress's sandwiches, found the Emperor. The Emperor demanded to be shown the Fool's supplies. He asked about the Fool's journey and how he would make his provisions stretch for the entire adventure. The Fool had no answers, and so the Emperor lectured him about the importance of responsibility, stewardship, and the general advisability of always having a plan. With the Emperor's help, he sorted his provisions so that he had enough for several days. Wow, this has got like boss energy. This is someone who's like calculated and very much a planner. Let's see what it gives us for the words underneath. Leadership, order, divine masculine. Well, okay, and off we go. Ooh, now he's going to meet the Hierophant on his journey. The Hierophant is card number 5. Now the Hierophant was so strange. What was up with that hat and those crazy gesticulations? Curious, the Fool joined the small group that listened to the Hierophant. It was his job to help people live according to their beliefs and to make the right choices and to grow spiritually. The Fool had a lot more questions, and the Hierophant patiently answered them. Whoa. And just as the card kind of looks, it's like your spiritual advisor, the priest, the Hierophant. Wonderful. But I like how they said their religion. I actually was like going to say his beliefs, but he is going according to everybody's beliefs. So that is very interesting. Let's see what it says. Spiritual teacher, advice, traditions. Wonderful. All right. So Fool's getting educated here. He's starting to learn how to plan. He's also met a spiritual teacher. He's also met a planner and a very much how would you say that? You know how you get a mentor. So here we go. We're moving on to the next card, the Lovers. Let's find out what happens at the Lovers card number 6. Walking on, the Fool saw a naked couple listening to an angel. Well, that's a visual. The angel said, "You have chosen wisely." The couple embraced, and as they left, a new path appeared. As they walked, the path disappeared behind them. The angel told the Fool, "When you choose the path of your heart, it is yours alone." The Fool thought about going home, but decided to seek more adventures. Plans emerged, reclaiming the route behind him, making it impossible to follow. A path revealed itself before the Fool, and he followed it. How interesting. So the Lover's card is like following your heart's desire, making sure that where you're headed is what you truly want to be doing. I love this. Let's see what else they give us for hints. Love, romance, self-love, and divine love. Well, I took a totally different take from that, but I still think they work together. I love that. Love, love, love. Okay, so the Fool is moving on. Now we got the Chariot card. Here we go. Let's find out what happens with the Chariot card on the Fool's journey. This is card number 7. The Fool's mouth dropped when he saw the Chariot. He never knew he wanted one until he saw it. It was made of his adventures. The starry canopy was the Empress. The symbol on the front, the Lovers. The square sturdiness, the Emperor. The living sphinxes, the Elephant. The crescent moons, the High Priestess. He climbed in and noticed a wand, the Magician. He held up the wand and thought about moving. Slowly, creakily, the sphinxes stood up and started walking, and the chariot lurched into motion. Oh, isn't that wonderful? So the Fool's journey, he's taking all of his newfound wisdom and his experiences along for the journey. I love this. Forward momentum, overcoming obstacles. Well, of course you're overcoming obstacles because you've learned some very valuable things on your journey called life. Now we're moving on to the Strength card. Card number 8. Come on, beautiful. There you go. The Strength card. The Fool was so focused on his new chariot that he almost ran into a woman and a lion. Thinking she was in trouble, he ran to help. The woman was calming the lion. She knelt down and plucked a thorn from the lion's paw. Relieved of pain, the lion fell heavily to the ground, and the woman continued to soothe him. Looking at the Fool, she said, "Most noble creatures only lash out when they are in pain or afraid. This is true of animals, people, and your own glorious spirit." Wow. So many beautiful nuggets of truth in that. I just love that. What do they give us? Courage, bravery, vulnerability. It makes me think too, like seeing that card, to having the ability and like the grace to give people more room, to like more understanding when they do react in an unfavorable way. Let's find out the next part of the Fool's journey, the Hermit. This is card number 9. As night fell, the Fool was setting up a camp when he saw an old man with a lantern. The old man wasn't paying any attention to the Fool, but was stepping carefully along a rocky path. The Fool followed him up a mountain. The Hermit finally asked, "Why do you follow me? This is my light and my path. I go to the mountain to be alone." The Fool took the hint, and he headed back down to his chariot, wishing he had a light of his own so that he could travel more easily in the dark. Oh, I love this. So the Hermit is pretty self-explanatory, isn't it? But I like how the light is lighting his path. Retreat, meditation, and inner light. Next, this is the World card. Or no, that's the Wheel of Fortune. Sorry, Wheel of Fortune. And this is card number 10. Wheel of Fortune. During the night, the Fool dreamt of a large wheel covered in strange symbols and ridden by bizarre creatures. It turned slowly at first. The creature at the bottom became more excited as it rose higher and higher, and then a huge hand came out of nowhere and spun the wheel. And all the creatures wailed and clutched, trying not to be flung off. A voice whispered very close to the fool's ear. "It's easier to stay on if you hold on to the center." Woo! I feel like this card is saying you could be dizzy with all the possibilities. Things are going very quickly for you, and that it's important to stay centered. Hang on to the center. Let's see what Wheel of Fortune. Luck, fortune, destiny, success. Wonderful. And there's lots of little creatures in that card too. Justice is the next card on the Fool's Journey, and it is card 11. How are we doing? 8:44. I think we're going to be okay. The next day, the Fool found a formal-looking building, and at the top of the steps was a woman holding a sword and a set of scales. People were on the steps, watching as others went up and pled their cases. The Fool couldn't hear everything, but he noticed some people left in tears, while others seemed happy. He asked a fellow observer what was going on and was told, "Some people never learn that they get what they deserve." Ooh. I have been getting the Justice card a lot in my own personal readings. The Justice card, huge amount. So yeah, I feel this card. Truth, balance, integrity, fairness. I like that. All right. The next card is the 12th card, the Hangman. Let's put that. So the Fool is now on his journey to the 12th card, the Hangman. The Fool saw a man hanging upside down in a tree, and he wondered, remembering the lessons from Justice, what the man had done to deserve this, when the hanging man spoke. "I know what you're thinking, and you're wrong." The hanging man chose to hang in the tree, his liberty given as a sacrifice, as he sought enlightenment. "Sometimes," he continued, "there is nothing that you can do but wait. Just be still so you can listen." The Fool watched as a halo of light started glowing behind the man's head, growing in brightness. Ooh, it's almost like there's a delay and there's a time to be centered, that you need to be realigned. Perspective, surrender, patience. Yes. Yeah, that's totally a good description for that card. Oh boy, how many of you cringe when you see the death card in a reading and you say, "Oh, it's the death card, Claudette." Here, let's put it up here. And this is card number 8. The Fool heard wailing, so he approached cautiously. He scrambled closer to a frightful scene. A king lay dead on a boulder, while a skeleton walked over him. The skeleton turned its head and looked right at the Fool with his empty eye sockets. A cold shiver shuddered through the Fool's soul, and he knew that he needed to walk with death. Leaving behind his chariot and knapsack, he walked with death towards the sun fading on the horizon. Ooh. So he's literally leaving all his supplies behind that he had so carefully put together. Wow. So death is very seriously meaning like almost like a new beginning. Change, transformation, and thresholds are the key words. Jeez, I'm enjoying this story. I hope you are too. So next card is Temperance, the Temperance card. Let's find out what the Fool learns about temperance. This is the 14th card in the Major Arcana. The fool almost bumped into an angel with glorious red wings who was doing magical things with goblets. The angel saw into the fool's soul all the scattered treasures and all the empty spaces. The angel held the goblets high, faced each of the directions, and spoke beautiful words to the sky. The angel poured the liquid back and forth before finally handing one chalice to the fool, who drank it. The empty places in his soul filled up. Whew, that's deep, isn't it? It's like talking about empty places in our lives and filling them up. I love that. It's like measuring harmony, moderation, and right action. Wonderful. I'm really bonding with these cards, I have to say. I think we're going to be using these cards in our readings from time to time. Here is the Devil card. This one as well can give us shivers and think, ooh, I don't want that card in my reading. Let's find out what the Fool discovers. This is the 15th card. The fool continued on his way with a spring in his step until he heard a confusion of tortured moans and diabolical laughter. He entered a cave and saw a man and a woman chained together, taunted by a demon. The fool suddenly found himself chained to a pillar. Fear bubbled through his veins. The demon's voice filled the fool's mind. You are nothing. You have learned nothing. You will never be worthy. Wow. So it's all about your self-worth, the Devil card. And of that the terrible thoughts that we get in our head, like the devil on your shoulder feeding you all this ugly information, the shadow work, the material, breaking the chains. So even though you could see this in a reading, this is exactly what they're saying, breaking the chains. So it's all about, it's always going to be interpreted differently depending on what other cards are pulled with it. But it can be a very good card. Might be like you're going to be breaking a habit. You're going to be finally championing something that's been haunting you. The Tower card. Card number 16 on the Fool's Journey. Card number 16 of the Major Arcana. Still bound in the demon's cave, the fool gave up struggling and huddled on the ground. He could see a tall tower atop a hill outside the cave. A storm churning overhead echoed the chaotic whispers engulfing the fool's mind. Energy gathered in the sky, illuminating everything. The fool's hard-won truth wrestled from the cold hands of death, surged through his being. The chains fell away, and the fool ran out of the cave in time to see the sky split and the mighty tower turn into a pile of rubble on the hill. Well, I don't think there needs to be more description there. Divine intervention, sudden change, epiphany. Aha. Tower cards are often very big deals. All right, 17th, the Star. I love the Star card. She often comes in my readings as well. The Star card. That's card number 17. The fool had lost everything, including his faith. He followed a star that shone in the night sky to a clearing where a woman poured water into the pond and onto the ground. She approached him quietly and invited him to rest on the shore. She sang star songs and healed his wounds and his heart. She gave him a kiss, and he started on his path again, feeling more certain of it. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. The Star card, it feels like this is a place where you're going to have rest, restoration. It's a quiet time of healing, inspiration, hope, and divine wisdom. Beautiful. The next card is the moon, with the dogs howling at the moon. Let's put that there. This is card number 18. Now the fool's way was lit only by the ghostly light of the moon. Shadows made everything confusing. A monstrous lobster crawled onto the path. Wolves howled. He ran around in a panic, and when he stopped to catch his breath, underneath the pounding of his heart, he felt guidance rising up. Stop. Look. Listen from within. Calmer now, he realized his eyes were adjusting and he could see. The path led between two pillars, and he knew that was the way to go. The moon is lighting the way, and despite that you're feeling like you don't know which way to go, you will find your way. The unknown, illusions, psychic awareness. Very cool. I hope you guys are getting as much out of this as I am, because I'm very much enjoying this. The Sun is the next card on his journey. We're nearing the end. This is card 19. This one I get often too. The next day, the fool felt positively cheerful. He came to a lovely field of sunflowers drinking in the warm sunlight. Man, I wish we were experiencing that. Then the fool saw a young child who looked much like the fool did some years ago, riding a white horse. The child even had a red feather, which had been the fool's trademark until it was lost on his adventures. The child put the feather on the fool's head and invited the fool to ride the horse. The child vanished. The fool rode up and down the field for the joy of it for a very long time. How wonderful. It's almost like not only is it a time of healing, but it's finding your joy in life again. Finding things that you've lost and they're coming back to you that you've missed. I love this. This is optimism, joy, happiness, vitality. Okay, we're nearly there. Judgment card. We've got an angel with a trumpet here. Let's put this on the stand. And this is card 20, the Judgment card. After his glorious ride, the fool got curious about what was beyond the wall. Climbing over, he saw a huge cemetery. An angel in the sky blew a trumpet, though the fool couldn't hear any sound. Some graves opened up and people, shining with life, rose up and disappeared. While the fool watched, he felt his soul rise up, and a song burst from his throat. He could hear the trumpet and his own voice together in the most glorious, majestic song ever made. All the layers of the fool's experiences began to merge. He lifted his face to the sky and sang his prayer of love and gratitude. He glimpsed the divine within him and in every bit of the world. Oh, that's wonderful for a judgment card. It's like coming full circle. Oh, that's beautiful. So what does this say? Spiritual awakening, redemption, karma. It's like things coming full circle. I love that. And here's the world card. I think I'm going to go like this. And we're going to just take care of that comment right there. And here we go. The world. It's the final card on the Fool's Journey. Here we go. The cemetery vanished and the fool lay down and watched the clouds. He saw pictures there that told a story of success and completion. He fell asleep, dreaming about his adventures and wondering what would come next. When he woke, he was on a cloud, and there was a portal marked by a laurel wreath. He couldn't see what was beyond it. The opening was reflective, and he saw only himself. He adjusted his red feather, smiled with anticipation, and jumped through. I feel like we're just going right around and we're starting the journey all over again if we wanted to. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. That was very enlightening and fun. I always like reading and learning about tarot and what the cards represent. I can see it's 8:59, so unfortunately today we won't be able to pull cards for everyone. I am going to pull one for my friend Janice, because Janice has had a very trying couple of days, and I know that this will really help her. So Janice, I'm going to pull one of these cards for you. Janice's son was in the hospital in critical care last night, so if we can just keep him in our prayers, I know she could use that, and prayers do really help. They're more of that good energy that we put out there into the ethers, and I know would bring comfort to Janice and to her son. I think he's out of critical care now, but it's still something that she's dealing with. The Tower. So there we go. You got the Tower card. This is just talking again about things coming to an end. A change. Wow. Do you want a reminder of what it said, Janice? I feel like we all would like that reminder from that, just because it was so much fun to read that. Here we go. The Tower. Let's find it. You can tell it's the end of the day for me, and you can tell it's Christmas. The Tower. There we go. He was still bound right in the demon's cave. The fool gave up struggling and huddled to the ground. He could see a tall tower atop a hill outside the cave. A storm churning overhead echoed the chaotic whisper, engulfing the fool's mind. Energy gathered in the sky, illuminated everything. The fool's hard-won truth wrestled from the cold hands of death, surged through his being. The chains fell away, and the fool ran out of the cave in time to see the sky split and the mighty tower turn into a pile of rubble on the hill. So yeah, I do feel like for you, the Tower card is very fitting, Janice. The good thing is, though, he escapes, right? So I can only hope that your son and you end up with a very good outcome to your struggles right now. Well, guys, this is it. I think we better go draw a name, right? I also want to put in the banners here the code for next week. I decided to call it Goodwill 2025. So from now until after Christmas. So I'm going to allow this to run right through to the end of December. You just need to come into the store and say Goodwill 2025, and I will give you 15% off your purchase. That's right, 15% off. All you need to do is quote the words Goodwill 2025, and one tip is just take a snapshot of the screen right here where you see the words, so that you'll be able to find it when you come and see me. Goodwill 2025. Now, has everybody entered the draw? Have you put the word Yule in all cap letters? Y-U-L-E. This is your last chance to put the word Yule in the comments before I draw for a lucky winner. I'm going to make sure as well that I haven't left anything while you're scrambling and making sure everybody. I want to say thank you to the anonymous person who dropped off a card in my mailbox. I gotta tell you, these are just amazing. Those little letters, those little notes, they make my day. It says, may your days be merry and bright. There's a heart, And it says, "We go together like Christmas in a sweater." I just think this was so thoughtful to whomever dropped this in my mailbox. I went, "Oh," and it just made my day. So thank you. And thank you to everybody else who came by and have dropped cards off. Your love and support and just thoughtfulness really does mean a lot to me. So I don't see anybody else struggling or stragglers for Yule. So I'm going to go in here and we're going to share the screen. Oh my goodness, guys. Before we do that, I really want to share with you this thing about this little video by Louise Hay. Most of you probably have heard of Louise Hay, and if you haven't, highly encourage you to go and check her out. But I want to share screen because this little video was so good, and I want to share it with you. So I'm going to pick it, share, and then I'm going to X this for now. And where's my Louise Hay now? It was right here. Dang it. Okay, we're going to go. This is how I found it last time. Louise Hay Reels. And it came right up. So I hope it does the same thing this time. Yes. Okay. This video, I listened to this this week one morning when I was getting ready, and I thought, oh my goodness, I want everybody to hear this. So I hope you all can hear it. And I'm going to start it here.
Conscious mind. This is where everything goes. And ever since you've been a little child, every message that you've had, everything you've done, all the experiences that you've had, everything you've said has gone into these filing cabinets down here. And I like to think of lots of little messengers down there. And when you think a thought or you have the message goes down, they grab the message, they look at it, and they put it in the appropriate file. And for a long time, you have perhaps been building up files that say, I'm not good enough, I'll never make it, you know, I don't do it right. I mean, you're getting buried into these files. And then all of a sudden, you do an affirmation that says, I'm wonderful and I love myself. And it goes down, and they pick up this thing, and they say, what is this? Where does it go? We've never seen this before. So what they do is they call doubt. Doubt, come over here and go up and see. So doubt picks up the message and comes up to you and says, hey, look at this. You know, you've always been saying this, and here it is. And you can react one of two ways. You can go, oh, you're right, I'm terrible, I'm no good, I'm sorry, that's not the right message, and go back to your own old things. Or you can say to doubt, thank you for sharing. And this is see, don't treat doubt as an enemy. Treat doubt as a messenger that's a friend. And thank doubt for coming up and looking at you and saying, now that was the old message, but this is the new message. Now go down and start a new file, and there's going to be lots of these coming through. And if you look at doubt that way and begin to treat doubt that way, then doubt becomes your friend. You see, we need to change our thinking, because changing our thinking changes our reality. So if we can change what we think, we're going to change our experiences. I like to think of...
Oh my gosh. I'm just going to X this and remove. I will put a link in the show notes so you can go listen to it again if you'd like. I just loved it. It made me think of that movie, like with all the emotions, and there's like the little blue girl and she's all depressed, and they're all in this control room inside the human body, and it's all about the emotions and things. And Louise, hey, I mean, oh my God, that was just greatest, right? Great, man. I know it's worth listening to a few times, and I just love it. And I've actually found myself thinking, whoa, doubt, that's okay, doubt. You know what? This is good information, and we need a new filing cabinet drawer, because there's gonna be a lot more of those. So yeah. Okay, so now we better get on to the draw, because we've gone over our time. So stop screen. Yes, we want to stop the screen, but now we also want to share the screen again because we want to do our giveaway. Giveaway tool. Share. Here we go. I'm going to press the draw key. Somebody is about to win a $50 gift card. Ooh, it's slowing down. B! Oh my gosh! Are you still listening? Congratulations, B! Wow! Okay, David says he wants to hear... where is it? There should be applause. And I want to say congratulations to B. Rutledge, one of our very good listeners who's been listening since the very beginning. Well deserved, B. Congratulations. And you know, you can pop in anytime you want. That card will be ready for you at the front counter. I'm just very excited that you won. And thank you to everybody else who entered. And also, I think we're getting to the end of our show. So don't forget the new code. I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and also a Happy New Year because we're not going to have a show now until January. Gosh, I should have wrote the date down. I can't remember, but the next December 24th, there won't be a show. And also New Year's Eve, there won't be a show. But that in January, I will start my shows again. And we're going to have to kick off that show with the zodiac signs. So I'll see everyone there. Much love, you guys. Remember, be kind and give everybody a little bit of patience and grace. We're all here having our own experience. Merry Christmas. I'm going to play my beautiful song that I love so much, and we will see you very soon next year. I remember, Christopher, next year.
Sometimes it's hard to find a reason why when everything is falling and all that's left to do is try your best to keep holding on to the next sunrise. But you're stronger than you know. You'll never be alone when everything feels dark around. Just look inside where light is found. Sometimes a mountain means it's time to climb higher than you've been before. So hold on tight and close your eyes. You'll make it faster than you know. Closer to the sunrise. 'Cause you're stronger than you know. You'll never be alone when everything feels dark around. Just look inside where light is found. Where the light is found. Where the light is found. Where the light is found. Just look inside where light is found. You're stronger than you know. You'll never be alone when everything feels dark around. Just look inside where light is found.